channel. My name is Eve, and this is my Flosstube. And here you can see her little ears. His Rogue. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to? No? There she is. She went to the beauty parlor this week, didn't you? You had a bath, and they did your little nails, and they brushed your little teeth. Can you show them your teeth? Yeah, periodically she smells so bad that we have to bite the bullet. She hates being wet, so I try not to subject her to it very often. But you know, at some point you're like, yeah, I can't take it anymore. You smell. And I have wipes that I use to wipe her down and you know, and all that. But they're the, you know, where you can wipe them down, but it's not wet. And she doesn't mind that too much. But there's no substitute, as we humans know, for a good bath. So, and I thought, you know, maybe she won't hate it as much, because she was running through when the rain was, you know, deep. She was running through it. I still can't get her to get wet. She won't get in the pool for anything. She wants to be near us, and she keeps coming to the pool edge, and I ask her if she wants to get in. She runs to the other side of the yard. And lately, I'm sorry, I know this has nothing to do with cross stitch, but I've been hearing at night a sound that I am fearful that it might be a bobcat. And you know, we have a lot of bunnies and other, you know, we live very close to the edge of town, and there is unimproved land very close to us. So we get coyotes and bobcats, and I mean, I've seen coyotes just running up the street like they're going home, you know, and so I try not to let her out past dark if I can help it. And if I do, I have to keep an eye on her and make sure everything. She's not a huge dog. She's heavy, but you know, they're very strong animals, these prey animals, and they're not doing anything other than being hungry. So while I don't like the idea of them eating the bunnies that live around here, or there have been many pets in this general community that have been lost to bobcats and coyotes. So I try to keep an eye out. And yesterday she had to go out, and it was pretty late, and so I just walked outside with her and let her go in the backyard instead of her dog run. And when the light, there's a motion sensor light out there, when it went on, there was something, I don't know if it was a rat or a very large lizard at the far end of the yard, and it went shoo, and up the wall and over into the neighbor's yard. And I was like, ew. But at least it wasn't a bobcat, right? So I guess I should get started. And I didn't check, sorry, I should not be doing this now, but I didn't check which floss tube this is. 48, floss tube number 48. And I've not created any art videos recently. I have in mind several. I want to do one of the pastel drawings that I do, but they are quite time consuming, and lately I have not had time to even think about drawing. I've been trying to, you know, with starting the project for my mom. And by the way, thank you so much. The response to the 411 project for my mom has been just wonderful, and we have some of the most generous viewers. Our Three Sisters Creative viewers are just absolutely fantastic. And there's a link. We have a link tree, and if you hit that, you'll see that video on there. And I have a lot of sewing to do for that. So I've been trying to get my my other sewing taken care of. Well, I have a few things. I have an FFO. This is my, it's very tiny, so I'm going to hold it up over there. The mouse, the Just Nan mouse that I was working on for cross stitch camp for August. I FFO'd it, and she's just adorable. It was an awful lot of stitching and beading, but it's so cute. It's, you know, I knew when I had the little, I didn't know when I got the pattern how small it was going to be, but I knew when I cut out the fabric, I was like, that's tiny. And but when I FFO'd it, I was like, that is such a tiny little mouse. But now that I see it, like, I think I might want the picture. It's pictured on top of a box that she did before this, and I'm like, you know what, that might look really cute, so that it sits up a little bit more, so it's a little bit more substantial, because where I have it sitting, you barely can see it. It's so tiny. But just the instructions for putting it together are really clear and easy to follow. My whiskers are going everywhere, but anyway, I'm really happy with the way that came out. And I have a whole bunch of things I want to FFO, and you know, I don't like them sitting around. My sister has an under the bed box with a whole bunch of stuff that hasn't been finished, and I have a few, but I don't have them under my bed. But I just don't want them sitting around. I work very hard to do them, and I want to finish them. And I purchased the stuff you saw last week, and I was going to go ahead and finish with that. And the Coop Parade, I'm real anxious to get done. The whale and light bulb, that's for me, but I'm thinking maybe Coop Parade I might give as a gift. Coop Parade by Twin Peak Primitives. I don't know. My sister Beth keeps saying it wrong, and so now I say it wrong, and at this moment I am confused as to which is correct. I think it's Twin Peak Primitives. Anyway, my sister had to go to Walmart again. She needed a prescription picked up, and we made a special trip over there, and she got a few things, and I stayed in the car. And this last time I was thirsty. I wanted to go in and grab something to drink, and I went inside. You know what happens when you go inside. And I picked up, I know I'm not going to do all of my haul right now. I don't have that much haul, but I picked up this. Now, I know I showed you that chalkboard, but I had been eyeing this for the Coop Parade for a while. It's this enamel. And I could even do the magnet thing. I would have to take this and take it off or hide it or something, because Coop Parade goes this, it doesn't go this way, it goes this way. But I'm gonna put it on sticky board, and I did buy some sticky board. I thought I brought everything over here, but you know, I guess I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to put it on the sticky board, and then I'm going to set it on top of this and on top of the chalkboard, and then I'm going to decide, because this was not, I try not to spend a lot of money on the object I'm going to finish too, so that I can spend a little bit more on finishing it. And this was $15. In contrast, those chalkboards that I showed you last week were $5, which to me is a lot more reasonable. But I just kept going and looking at this, and kept going and looking at this, and if I go and visit it a few times, it means I really, really want it. So even if I don't put Cooper 8 on here, I know I'm going to use this for something cute, because it's adorable. And while I was there, I saw this. Now, this truck goes this way, right? Why do they have the hanger over here? Who would want to hang it like this? I mean, not me. Even if I wasn't going to do anything with it, if I was just going to hang it on the wall. What? So, I won't be using this. Pardon me. But I just thought this was really cute. And I had seen that Priscilla finished something with a truck from Walmart, that it was wider, so she could put a lot of stuff and everything. And I just like this so much better. Now, I don't have the pattern that she finished that way. I don't have it yet. But I have some fall things that might look really cute with this. So I went ahead and got this. This was much more reasonably priced. Can't for the life of me remember what it was, but I just really liked this truck. And I thought, well, I'm seeing it now and I'm spending the money, so why not? But anyway, I'll go back to cross stitch. I have only I worked a little bit on the last Stitching with the Housewives thing I was working on. Was it wasn't Proud to be American. It was the one I was working on after that. And I put in one thread or something while I was waiting for my sister an appointment. And I was going to work a little bit on the snowman, and that one, my hand touched it, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit on that. But I didn't bring it over here with me because it substantially looks the same. It's just, it was just one thread. And because I didn't have to wait for her a long time, I just had to wait for her a short time. So I've been concentrating since I finished the mouse, the cross-stitch-camp piece. I've been trying to catch up on Tinymodernist, When Witches Go Riding. And in a day or two, the next clue is going to come out. I just started this one for August, but I'm getting not caught up, but I'm getting a little bit more done. At least I've got all of the first clue done. I decided not to put the white in here. I showed my son, and my son has a lot of great taste, and it's not like he's fascinated by cross stitch or anything, but when he was younger, if I needed a new purse, I would always take him with me. He spotted some great things, and it's good to take him shopping if you're buying gifts and stuff. He really has a good eye. Anyway, I showed him the picture with the angel filled in with white, and I showed him the way it is here. And I said, which do you like better? And I didn't even tell him my opinion on it. I guess the fact that I hadn't filled it in yet kind of gave him my opinion. But he said definitely not put in the white. Don't do that. So I'm not going to. But I was looking at this pattern, and I see a lot of the things that the people that are doing it are doing. You know, so different. You know, people make it their own. You know. Anyway, there was a woman who, to use the technical term for fear of eyes, I don't remember what it was, some kind of phobia. And I looked it up to know what it was. And she switched these eyeballs to little black cats. And it was so cute. And I was like, I want little black cats. But then I would have to either look at what she did to figure out how to put a little black cat, or to design a little black cat for myself, or look up a little black cat, you know, cross stitch to put there. And then I said, you know, I think the reason I don't like them, and it's not that I hate them, but I think there's this green here and here and here, and then again in the eyeball, and you know, and then here and here. And I really like this purple. So I'm gonna make it a purple eyeball, both of them. And then I'm pretty sure, I'm not quite positive, I think I'm gonna put red bloodshot eyes, you know, put back stitching of red in there to make it look bloodshot. Because I have a whole lot of extra time working on this, right? But, you know, I'm going to spend some time doing this, and so I want to make it my own. And I really love the moon down there. I just love it. But I didn't get a whole lot of cross stitch done yesterday. Today I haven't picked up a single thing for cross stitch because where did I do with it? Oh, I don't want to just leave it somewhere because the dog is here with me, and if she gets up, she'll walk right over it because she doesn't understand that I don't want her to walk on my cross stitch. You know, if I say no, she'll sometimes listen and not get on things. But my sister left for Boston. She's moving her daughter, my niece, to a new apartment, and they left I had to pick them up at 3 o'clock in the morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, and I normally go to bed sometime between midnight and 1. Well, if I went to bed, and often I don't fall asleep right away, but if I went to bed at that hour and I fell asleep, I might not wake up. So I just took a nap on Friday and stayed up. And I did do quite a bit of cross stitch on Friday, waiting. And I did some knitting, a lot of knitting, once my eyes said no more cross stitch. And I'll show you my knitting in a little bit. But I couldn't, Saturday was just basically a lost day because I just couldn't function. I went to bed and I didn't set an alarm or anything. I woke up whenever I wanted, but I just, you know, when your sleep pattern gets off like that, it's just really hard. And then the other thing I worked on was Until Good Night by Stitching with the Housewives. And I really want the companion piece to this, Silent Night. So, yeah. But this is where I've gotten. And I did order, I did order the white, the icicle from Fat Quarter Shop, because it still hasn't gotten in on from the attic, and 123 Stitch was also out of it, but Fat Quarter Shop had it. And I thought, if I do Silent Night, it looks like it has quite a bit of white in it. I mean, even more than this one does. So I would use it because I fully intend to buy that. But I've told myself not to buy that yet for 2 reasons. I kind of want to wait and see if I can get a PDF instead of a paper pattern. But also, I just keep adding projects, and I gotta stop at some point. I keep doing that in everything, by the way, not just cross stitch. So, so I went ahead and got some from Fat Quarter Shop. Those are arriving, and then I fully intend to get the ones that the attic is getting for me. And 123 Stitch said they got some in too, so I might order a skein or 2 from them too, because the reason I had the icicle was I had a design in mind that I wanted to use it for, so my own design. So that is all the cross stitch, but I did finish this little bag, and this afternoon I was working on the computer doing things, and I was gonna post this, but I haven't taken it. You can see I need to iron it again because I didn't have the proper pictures. The pictures I've taken of it have not been, they've just been to, a snapshot kind of thing. It's not a real good picture. So I have to take the good pictures, and I so I haven't gotten that on. Every time I got onto the Etsy site, and I was like, well, I need to do this and I need to do that, and just got distracted with other things. So I'm going to go back to doing that as soon as I'm done here. But I looked at the time and went, I don't know what I've been doing with my day. We went to church this morning, and then we went out to eat. But Saturday I didn't have the brain power for cross stitching or even knitting. So I did a lot of sewing. Used 3 bobbins worth of thread. And I finished this bag. Now, I'm not putting this on the Etsy site yet, but it will eventually be on the Etsy site. And the handles these are done with jelly roll strips, and the handles are just another strip, 2 different colors. So on one side, you see the green is on the outside, and on the other side, the blue is on the outside, so you see them both. And then on the inside, I have the same fabric line, just fat quarters. So I finished the bag, and I was going to get ready to, I love it. I love it. It's like, my first quilting in a really long time. I mean, quilting on top and all that. Hand quilting, not hand quilting, but, machine quilting, but here. I looked at it, I said, it needs a notions pouch. So I'm going to I made them already. So it's going to have this color on one side and this color on the other side. And this on the inside. And it's going to have a zipper. And that'll be a nice set. So that should go up soon. And then the other thing I was working on, as I said, I did knitting. Now, the newest clue on this is a week apart. I haven't finished the first week's, but I'm doing this in between other things. My sister wanted me to do this with her, and I thought, why not? So I have 2 or 3 more rows on the first glue, and then something like that, not very much. And then I have to start on the second clue. I haven't even looked at the one that came out. So maybe it's more than 2 or 3 rows, but I'm toward the end of this clue. And I really like the way it's coming out. I like the colors that I chose and the way they're working together. I love these little spots here, and the wavy line is cool. I would be further along, but while I was working on this part right here, I dropped the left-hand needle and a whole bunch came off, and while I was working on that, to try to get it back, I realized that my count was off somewhere. So it wouldn't have waved correctly. It would have waved here and then kind of in the middle, and I'm like, if it was wrong, it would have just knocked the whole thing off, and I knew I wasn't going to want to live with that. So I had to draw a lifeline through there and then unknit. I took all of the gold out and then started that area again. So that took a little time. And my son, he needed a printer, and he handed me a couple $100, and he said, because he was in the middle of filling out an application for something, and he wanted a scanner, not specifically a printer. And he was working on that, so he asked me to go and pick one up, and while I was doing that for him, I picked these up. The Target. Aren't they cute? And I know you've seen them. People have shown them. But I got 2 blue and 2 white and 1 pink. And they're so cute. So I'm going to use those to decorate around the house for fall. I'll keep them out until after Thanksgiving. I don't decorate for Christmas until Thanksgiving weekend. I don't. So, and while I was at Walmart with my sister, or maybe it was at Walmart, I found this little fat quarter bundle, and isn't it cute? It's got some moose, some trees and leaves, deer, moose on a different color, and then these, I think this is the same pattern that's on the black moose. No, maybe not. This, I see a bear here. Anyway, I just thought it was really cute. And while it's not overtly Christmas, it feels Christmas. And I'm really enjoying this quilting stuff. I have a whole bunch of bag quilting projects planned, and I also am making a quilt for myself. I'm going to make 2. So I also think I might incorporate other things like pillows or something like that for gifts or family. But I think this would make a great bag. Pieced together, these fat quarters would make a great bag. And that's where I started with the this bag, is I loved that fat quarter bundle, and then I saw this pattern that required a jelly roll, and they had the same fabric in a jelly roll, so I got the fabrics for that at Joann's. The white batik I got at Hobby Lobby, but the one I'm going to make for myself, this was practice for me for that pattern, because it's got snowballs and all kinds of stuff. And I showed you that log cabin quilt. I didn't have very much problems with that, and usually I don't have problems matching seams or anything like that, but I didn't want, with the Hummingbird Lane fabrics, I didn't want to have, the first time I worked on it, be something I really cared about, because I could make mistakes on this because it was going to have extra pieces. And my sister needed to go to Hobby Lobby to look for something. I don't remember what. I didn't need anything. No. So I spent $80. I got some more of this opalescent, they call it silver white, 14 count. That's what I'm doing those snowmen on, and I do want to finish those snowmen and finish some of his little ornaments, hopefully for this Christmas. I have one done, almost two. Okay, I don't have almost two, but I have one done. I don't know if that's going to get done if I keep picking up other projects. And so I know I have a lot of Christmas fabrics already for making project bags and stuff, but they had out more. And I just love this snowman, and I think I'm going to make myself a project bag out of this. I have two of my project bags, but I'm ending up, you know, shuffling between things, and I just don't have enough. So I bought enough to make myself one, and then one for the Etsy shop. And this llamas with Santa hats. And I'm going to pair those with these snowflakes. And then what made me stop and buy fabrics was I grew up loving the Dr. Seuss Christmas stuff. And I saw this. I said, that is cute. And then I saw this next to it. And isn't that going to make a great bag? So I bought enough to make it where this is the prominent fabric and this is the trim, and then this is the prominent fabric and this is the trim. So I'm going to start working on Halloween bags this week. And hopefully I'll get all those done in a more timely fashion than I have some of my other projects, because Cross Stitch Camp is done, and I know that we're starting Showstopper September, and what I think I'm going to do is either A, not do it, because I'm not going to buy you know, one of these really big huge projects, because I just don't have the desire to do something like that. However, I love those cross stitching for fun, as I've said before, seasonal things. And if I do one, it'll be working on the one, and it won't be with any kind of timeline. And this isn't supposed to be. She said you could finish it in 2 years or whenever. So I might start it, and I'll start with the spring one, although it's the summer one I really, really, really love. But I'll start with the spring one, because I figure if I do a motif a week, eventually it'll get done. And it's got a whole bunch of little bugs, and then it's got a frame around it. And I'll start with the frame and go from there. And we'll see what happens. And, you know, and then I decided to go ahead and participate in the embroidery.com October challenge. And I've already signed up for that, and that's just cross-stitching 30 minutes a day. And I can work on these projects that I have for 30 minutes a day. But there are some that I want to do as gifts and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't know that I have time to do a showstopper and then do all the Etsy shop projects that I have in mind, plus my own quilting projects that for myself and as gifts. So I again have bitten off far more than I can chew. But I have been doing some classes on Skillshare and other places on productivity, to, because I haven't made any paper flowers in a long time, and I would like to do that. And I have another reason that I would like to do that. When I was at Walmart, I bought something that I want to use to display some of my paper flowers. I realized I had forgotten to bring it over here. This wonderful little jug. I just was passing by it at Walmart, and my mother always loved stuff like this, and it just made me think of her and made me smile. So I thought that'd be a great thing to just have out somewhere with paper flowers in it. So of course more than this, and then I can change the flowers for the season. So I'm really looking forward to making some flowers for that, but that means that I have to organize my time better. I have paintings I haven't worked on. I have drawings I haven't worked on. I have tons of projects halfway, cross-stitching projects, a whole bunch of whips that I have not looked at all summer. Like the Let Freedom ring, that was the one that I worked on. Like the Let Freedom ring, it's almost done, and it's languishing in a bag. And I have my own cross-stitch patterns that are just not being worked on, not being done. And one of the things that I have decided is that I need to stop wasting time doing things that don't matter. I like watching Flosstube, and I cross-stitch while I watch it. But if I'm not busy doing one of those things, I have no business sitting in front of the TV. I need to be working. And I don't like super scheduling my time, but I need to be more insistent that my time be respected. That I want to work. I want to sew in the mornings because that's when the heat in this room is tolerable. And I didn't record earlier in the day like I normally do, because last week the sound of the fan, so that I could stand to be in here, was so loud on the video, and I was like, yeah, we can't do that. So I waited until it's cooled off a little bit. And when I say cooled off a little bit, I mean instead of 110, it's 102. This room is still uncomfortably warm, but not where I can't stand to be in here. So that's all I have. If you haven't checked out our Three Sisters creative video, if you could go check that. Also, thank you to my new subscribers, and if you like my content, and I do have all kinds of different content every week, mostly it's cross-stitch, mostly it's Flosstube, cross-stitch, but go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and I'd appreciate that. And as I said, check out the Three Sisters creative video. We have a discussion on intellectual property and the theft of patterns and things like that from creatives. And those of you that are cross-stitching and you're not creating your own patterns, there may be a day when you do, or you may be doing some other kind of creative work that somebody could steal. And I don't understand the desire, other than people think they might make some money, but to steal intellectual property. And there's some people that don't even understand how these things work. Oprah Winfrey was once being sued by somebody that had designed they'd either designed a brochure or took photography or something for her for a brochure or an ad or something, but she used it again in another application, and she hadn't paid for the rights to do that. And she thought because she had paid for the photography to be done, that it was her intellectual property. And it is if you purchase the rights, but rights are conditional on photography and stuff like that. I used to work in a graphic design company, so we encountered this all the time, and we always encouraged our clients to pay for the rights to things, for our brochures or for the photography for their brochures, to go ahead and spend the money to buy the rights to the photographs. Otherwise, it's single-use rights, and you don't have the right to use them again. You don't, and it's usually in the contract. And when that company was closing, I was having to call every single company that was on our list and ask them if they wanted the digital copies of all the files that we had for them. And if they did, they would have to contact my boss, and she would give them a price. Because unless they did, they didn't have the rights to them. And nobody would be able to reproduce them for them if they wanted to run the brochure again or anything like that. So the discussion, it wasn't like a huge, horrible, long, in-depth discussion of intellectual property, but I would appreciate your comments on that, on this video and that video. It's an important thing between creatives, and if you're cross-stitching or knitting or quilting or whatever, you're involved in intellectual property, and I'm sure you see it being stolen all the time. So anyway, to end on a really depressing note, but I appreciate you guys staying with me. If you stayed till the end, thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Now, I might start doing my videos on Monday, just because the Three Sisters Creative videos also come out on Sunday, but I might not. So I'll see you next week, and thank you for watching.